Venom is one of the biggest of Spider-Man's villains, and is also a big anti-hero at a certain point. And he is a fan's favorite, and this is his movie, and it exists in a universe where there is no Spider-Man, and it is very weird.
I'm so sorry.
We cannot just hurt people.
Look into my eyes, Eddie. The way I see it. We can do whatever we want.
So going into this, I did not like any of the trailers for this movie, and I read all the bad reviews, and I was like, oh boy. But I still wanted to watch the movie and, make my own decision for myself. And it is, at times, a fun movie. But it is a mess. I feel like it could be a really fun garbage fire movie. And it almost reaches that, and it does reach that at some points. But then sometimes it takes itself too seriously, but not quite seriously enough to be funny again. But then other times it feels so corny and like they're making a comedy. But then it just the tone shifts and changes so much throughout the film. It's weird. And I still, the worst part of it is that I think, one of the biggest things that I disliked about it is that it's PG-13. And I know they say that they from the beginning they wanted this movie to be PG-13, but it's still, a Venom movie shouldn't be PG-13, because they have Venom and the other symbiotes, they have them killing dozens of people throughout the movie, and there's not one speck of blood throughout the movie. It's like you have someone with blades chopping people up, or you have one that's punching people, or have one biting heads off, and there's never a speck of blood, and it annoys me. It's so bloodless. It's it feels like that's why there's murder without any consequences. Murder should be messy, especially when you have a symbiote like Venom with teeth that is made chopping heads off. So the setup for this film is that there is this company that's kind of the Tesla founder, his rocket company, and they somehow managed to land on a rocket millions of miles away from the Earth, and they managed to bring back a bunch of 4 symbiotes. And I guess this rocket contained a bunch of the symbiotes, but they managed to land and get 4 without getting contaminated or whatever. But when they were landing, one of the symbiotes escaped and caused the aircraft to crash, and all the astronauts died except for Jameson. So Jonah Jameson exists in this world along with his son, the astronaut, and it's just kind of funny. So I guess that there is a Peter Parker in this world, but maybe he just hasn't been bitten by a radioactive spider. But the one symbiote escapes, and he tried to travel to the rocket place, and the other symbiotes are tested by this guy played by Riz Ahmed, and it's he's tried to do the arch villainy thing, but just isn't very good at it. And I don't know if I blame the actor or blame the script, but it's just he has no reason for what he's doing, and especially later on when he's real super evil, it's but why? Why? I mean, these are people. Are you a sociopath? Are you a psychopath? Or you act like you're doing this for the good of humanity, but I don't get it. And then the main character is Tom Hardy, and he is Eddie Brock, and he also does the voice of Venom, and he is a reporter in the canon for the Venom character, but he's not much of an asshole as he is in the in the story. He's more of a a loser. They call himself a couple times, and Venom calls himself. And he is engaged to Michelle Williams, and she's a lawyer working for the evil company. And he gives going to interview Riz Ahmed, and he like brings up hey, I hear you murder people. What about that? What's up with that? What's up with that? Like, it's then it's like his life is ruined because he asked a question, and he's fired from his job at the network. And he as 6 months go by, it's like it's so weird to have like thing as 6 months later, but he gets the scientist is worried about what they're doing, testing the symbiote on humans that just ends up murdering every human it touches or doesn't bond right. So he goes to him, and they go in, and he sees a homeless person that he helped before and tries to break her free. And of course, the symbiote bonds with him, and they have a good bond. And that's really the start of the movie. And when Tom Hardy, he went for an idea of which time he is like playing like, oh boy, and like it's like so his voice and his mannerisms, they're so affected that it's odd. But I mean, I think that's what he's going for, so you can't bash him that much, I guess. Like, if they didn't like it, the director should have said something, and hey, can you stop doing that and do it like a normal human being? But they didn't want that, I guess. And when they find him, all the evil corporation people start coming after him. Some of those scenes, especially the car chases, are really fun. But then, at the same time, like the action later on, especially when he goes against the other symbiote Riot, like I don't know, they bring the whole Klyntars too, and the whole the third act is so messy. But I think the worst part of the third act is when they're fighting, it should be the epic CGI battle between two CGI things. It's that dark, and they're it's already the CGI is dark too, the Venom and stuff, and you can't see anything that's going on. It's it's imperceptible. You have no idea what's going on. It's so bad, and it's just such a mess of a movie that. But it is, again, it can be fun at times, but it's not fun enough. It can be funny, but sometimes it thinks that, I don't know if it wanted you to laugh at that when you're laughing at it, but it's odd. And honestly, I'm not sure who this movie is for. I guess because they kept the PG-13, they really wanted to target 13-year-olds. Because I think if you're a big fan of Spider-Man and the history of Venom, I think you're going to have, I'm a big fan of Spider-Man and Venom, and I had a problem with a lot of stuff they did. And I think that a lot of comic book fans may not like this. But then they also, some might, but I think a lot of them won't. And I don't know what the target audience for this is. Because, it's I don't know, if they wanted to go after him, they would have gone for R. But it's comedic but not comedic, and it's violent but then not bloody at all, and they have a lot of weird jokes, but it's not really a comedy. I just don't know what this movie even is. I don't know. I'd give it a 6 out of 10, 6.5 out of 10. It's not a good film, but it is an experience watching in theaters, but I wouldn't recommend it. But thanks for watching. Check out the replay from ahead. There's guys being in that V over there. And also, I will say that stay to the end of the first credit scene. The second credit scene is just a clip from the Spider-Verse movie, but the clip before that is so ridiculous. It makes me even more think that this whole movie was a comedy, a weird comedy, because of the choice they made with a character that is part of the whole Venom mythos. But thanks for watching.